following the news that WWE's Finn Balor will serve as the special enforcer at ICW's Fear and Loathing 9 event. I thought I'd take a look at the really appealing match card that is set for this event, which will take place on November 20th at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow. It really is an appealing event because you've got names not only like the Finn Balor appearing, but Ricochet, Team 3D, Bram and Kurt Angle are scheduled to be at this event. So first of all, the matches. There are, there are 8 matches actually scheduled for this, and the first match, in no particular order really, is Kurt Angle versus Joe Coffey. This will be a singles match. Now this is going to be a really good match. I think this could be the wrestling match of the night. The Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle is going to face one of the really top rising stars in Scottish wrestling. The Iron Man of Scottish wrestling, Joe Coffey, has taken on loads of big names all across the UK recently, including the likes of Chris Hero, and Joe Coffey continues to prove himself. He was recently the ICW heavyweight champion, and I think if he can pick up a win against Kurt Angle, he should definitely be in the hunt to get a rematch from whoever walks out of the Hydro as the ICW World Heavyweight Champion, because a win over a guy like Kurt Angle would be absolutely probably the biggest victory of his career so far, and certainly be enough, in my opinion, to place him amongst the top, probably actually on top of the list of challengers for that title. The second match, Polo Promotions, Jackie Polo and Mark Coffey will defend the ICW Undisputed Tag Team Championships against one of the most decorated teams in professional wrestling, Team 3D, Brother Ray and Brother D1. They've been all across the world. They've won pretty much every single tag team championship that there is to win, and now they're going for the ICW Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Brother Devon is now a producer for WWE, so I'm genuinely wondering whether this may be one of the few chances to actually witness Team 3D compete here in Scotland. Perhaps Devon's in-ring career is starting to wind down, so who knows when people will see this opportunity to see Team 3D actually wrestling a match in Scotland again. This may be one of their last times that they actually come over and appear and wrestle in Scotland. This may be one of the last times they do that. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed in wrestling, but it's a great chance to see Team 3D versus Polo Promotions for the ICW Undisputed Tag Team Championship. The next match is a 6-person Stairway to Heaven match. Now, the makeup of this match is that 6 competitors will start in an elimination style match until 2 competitors remain. When only 2 competitors remain, those 2 will face off against each other in a ladder match, and the winner, of course, will be crowned the ICW 0G champion. Now, Lionheart has been made a huge steps in his in ICW the last just under a year really. He will face Andy Wilde, Zach Gibson, Liam Thompson, Eston Reese, who has just been added to this match today by Red Lightning, and another competitor to be decided. I believe it's something like Saturday. There's a match where the final competitor will be decided. So Lionheart faces 5 challengers, and certainly this will be a very rigorous, very hard match, a very demanding match on all of these competitors. Certainly whoever walks away from the Hydro as the 0G champion will have certainly earned the rights, I think, to brag that they are the 0G champion, because it's going to be an extremely difficult match to win, to survive until from 6 people to 2 people, then undertake a ladder match against that final opponent. Whoever wins certainly has the right to hold their head up proudly and proclaim themselves the ICW Zero G champion. Who knows? I don't think maybe we won't. Maybe because we don't know what will happen in ICW. ICW is normally an over 18s event. I think for this Fear and Loathing, it's actually 16 years and over that are able to attend this event. But certainly, I don't think we may even see weapons being stopped until the ladder match. I think we may see something before the ladders officially come into play when there's only 2 competitors remain. The next match is a triple threat match for the ICW Women's Championship. Now, I have to say that, to be honest, in this, saying this, Nikki Storm, or now Nikki Cross in NXT, until recently she was pretty much arguably the top female wrestler in Scotland. She really was the top wrestler in Scotland. I know there's so many great female talents, so many female wrestlers that can claim to be one of the top Scottish wrestlers, and I honestly think that this may go at least some distance, this match, for somebody to try and claim that top spot, that space that Nikki Cross has left, as Carmel will defend the ICW Women's Championship against Kaylee Ray, and the lady or woman, I'm never sure what to call them, but the lady who actually became the first ICW Women's Championship at last year's Fear and Loathing, Viper. So it'll be Carmel versus Viper versus Kaylee Ray. Top female wrestlers right there. Carmel, Viper, Kaylee Ray, they are going to go at it. That is going to be a great match. Viper won it in a triple threat, I believe, if I'm right, we've got the page here. I believe it was against Kaylee Ray and Nikki Storm last year. That ICW the inaugural ICW Women's Championship crowned last year, Fear and Loathing 8. I'm really looking forward to that. But again, whoever wins that, whoever walks away ICW Women's Champion, can, I think, put a rightful claim to it, arguably be at least one of Scotland's top female wrestlers. The next match is a high-flying match, I think, and it could be one of the highlights of the night. For my opinion, I think it's going to be a really good match. I mean, looking at the card, there's not a bad match. All these matches are really good for very different reasons. But Ricochet versus Lewis Gurban, who defeated Kenny Williams this past Sunday at the ICW 10th anniversary show, and congratulations to them for 10 years. It's going to be a really good one. Ricochet on top of the world right now. Lucha Underground, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh, you're travelling the world. All you need to do is look through his Twitter account, look at his social media. I'm not sure whether he's got an official fan Facebook page, but just look at his Twitter, and you'll see how far and wide Ricochet is travelling, and he's going to face Lewis Gurban. Now, we've seen several departures from the Scottish scene lately. Big Damo, Noam Dar, again Nikki Cross, and there are quite a few people, like Sir Joe Coffey, and even his brother Mark, and various people who, quite a few people have actually pointed out as perhaps being future bona fide main eventers in Scottish wrestling. So they could travel across the various companies, not just in Scotland, but across the UK and maybe perhaps beyond, and be legitimate main eventers. And Lewis Gurban is one of the guys that's been touted as being one of them. And I've seen him a couple of times, including for Discovery Wrestling. He's certainly got the potential to be one of those guys that in a couple of years, Lewis Gurban can rightfully be a main eventer anywhere. So this is going to be a really good match. Ricochet versus Lewis Gurban. I kind of sound like I'm putting the pressure on these guys, but I think if they just go out and do what they do, this can be a really enjoyable match. I think they can show their skills. And I know Ricochet. I've seen Ricochet a few times. Last time I saw him was in March for SWE in Perth. He didn't do he did quite a few quite high flying moves, standing shooting star press, etc. But which I got a really great picture of. But that guy can wrestle as well. He's not just a flyer. He's not just he doesn't just have all the springboard attacks and everything. People think some of these cruiserweights all they can do is flip, flop, and fly. But Ricochet, I saw it myself that night. He can get in the ring. He can wrestle. He can wrestle with the best of them, and so can Louis Garvan. So it's going to be as a match. One of the matches I'm really looking forward to is Ricochet versus Louis Garvan. Another heated match is BT Gunn versus Stevie Boy, and that will be ICW's first ever casket match. Now, a lot of people are saying this one could steal the show as well. They've got a lot of history between each other. I believe BT Gunn and Stevie Boy are cousins, genuine cousins. That is really going to be a hell of a match as well. You got the great high flying of Ricochet and Louis Garvan, but I think this will see completely different side to wrestling. I think it's going to be a brawl. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a real itching and scratching at each other match. Neither man want to be put into a casket and have the lid closed on them. They would have been such a dominant force when they're both part of the New Age clique, and it's going to be, I think, a bit difficult for the fans to watch on for this one. I feel this could be sometimes ICW shows there's one match that's just kind of watch from behind your hands. So if you're watching at home, and I believe it's going to be on the Fight TV app, and it's certainly going to be on the ICW On Demand service. I think this match might be one, if you're at home watching it, to kind of watch behind the sofa, because this is going to be what they're going to do to each other in this match to win is going to be something I don't think will be easily forgettable. The final two matches. First of all, the ICW World Heavyweight Championship. We've seen that championship be highly contested over the last couple of years. People like Drew Galloway, Jack Jester, Grado, Joe Coffey, Big Damo, all hold the ICW World Heavyweight Championship, and of course the current champion is Wolfgang. He will step into a steel cage to defend it against Trent Seven. Now, I haven't been able to keep up with everything that's been going on in ICW, but I believe it was Wolfgang that ended Joe Coffey's very short reign after he defeated Big Damo for the ICW Heavyweight Championship. Wolfgang is a guy that will take a risk. He will really seriously take huge shows like that. He's almost kind of like the Shawn Michaels of ICW. He's going to take the big risk, whether it pays off or not, which sometimes it doesn't. He's one of the guys that will really, really take a big risk in a match like this. So if it doesn't pay off for him this time, he may lose the ICW World Heavyweight Championship, but that is going to be a brutal match as well. Wolfgang versus Trent Seven in a steel cage match for the ICW World Heavyweight Championship. The final match that is currently listed, I've taken this from Wikipedia and the ICW Fear and Loathing Facebook events page. So the final match is one that's got everything to play for, as Team Dallas will face Team Black Label for 100% control of ICW. So far, I don't know whether, to be honest, looking at the reports from various shows, I don't know whether the teams will change. They might do, but so far, Team Dallas is obviously representing Mark Dallas. It's Chris Renfrew, Grado, Sha Samuels, and DCT versus Team Black Label, which is Jack Jester, Kid Fight, Bram, and Drew Galloway. So far, those are the teams as of now. Again, all of this could change, but whoever wins for their team, Mark Dallas or Red Lightning, will walk out of the SSE Hydro in Glasgow on November 20th with 100% control of ICW. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great event. I'm looking forward to going to Glasgow to see this event. First time back in the Hydro for a couple of years. I think this is certainly the debut, I think, of ICW in the Hydro. So it's going to be a great event, great atmosphere. Really looking forward to it. Some really great matches there. Really appealing to wrestling fans. I know the rules have been relaxed a little bit. Normally, over 18 said it's 16 years and over that can attend this match. But I'm looking forward to it. Definitely, obviously, taking my camera. Hopefully, I'll get some good photos, and obviously, I'll talk about this event afterwards, review it here on YouTube, say what I think of it. May wait until I can re-watch it back on the ICW on-demand servers, but so I'll put up at least my initial thoughts before doing a proper review of ICW's Fear and Loathing 9.